is all around us. It's how we move, how we define productivity. But it also defines our suffering and follows us no matter how we try to get away. But in this space, sound is how we create. Our tools, our instruments, seemingly random shades of movement that define our place in the environment and chaos around us. And when we desire to be a part of that environment, it's sound that lets us imagine anything. Now go create whatever you can imagine.
So I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me for that film. I really love getting to make that kind of stuff. So please hit like, comment, let me know what you guys think below. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I get to make some more things like that very soon. But I want to kind of give you a little tutorial to walk you through some of the BTS of the edit, show you how I did this stuff, really kind of focusing on audio, how I put this together, and some tips and tricks. And then I've got kind of like a secret to kind of make it even better on that one. So I'll show you that too. Now, big thanks to Artlist for letting me make this film. I use them for my music and my sound effects, but mainly if you're trying to find sound effects and music, one of the hardest things is to actually find the track or to find the sound effects you're looking for. Some things don't have great names, like if you're looking for whooshes and kind of verse. I mean, there's sound, but they don't have categories. But Artlist kind of organizes everything into categories. It is so easy to just kind of find the sound effects that you're looking for. And if you're looking for audio music as well, being able to organize it by mood and things like that makes it incredibly easy to find the soundtrack you're looking for. So I've got a link below for them, so go check it out because that will get you a free trial for that one. So go ahead and check that out, give them a try, and see what you guys think on that one. If you guys do create a film with them, please let me know, hit me up. I'd love to take a look at it. So anytime I'm approaching a kind of a bigger edit like this, I'm looking at 5 layers of sound in order to kind of complete things. So first would be music, and obviously that's the soundtrack. It's kind of the pace of everything. So the soundtrack really is the first thing I look for because it really dictates the overall feel of the entire track. The next thing is going to be ambiance. So these are just kind of sounds that you would hear most likely or kind of fill the room if you're in any of these locations. And most of the situations that I'm in here have some kind of ambiance, whether it's, streets or coffee shop sounds or people or conversations going in the background, just things like that. There are a couple times that I actually take those out. The next one is going to be practicals. And what I'm looking for in practicals is the actual sounds. Footsteps, cars starting, moving, if I'm hitting buttons, those kind of clicks, anything like that. So those are my practicals. Now, next I'm going to look for my movement sounds, and these are a little bit harder, but these are things like impacts, risers, things like that. And what they really do is let you know what's going to happen next, which is why I call them my movements, because they kind of move you from one place to another, getting you excited for that next part or dropping out completely. So there's a couple different ways that we can use that. And then last is going to be my edit sounds. And the edit sounds are going to be transitions, whooshes, glitches, anything like that. And those have to do with how I'm editing from one to the next. I might need to introduce those kinds of sounds into it to make that edit go smoother. All right, so let's kind of play through this and show you some of the ways that I'm stacking these 5 different elements on here to bring the music out, and then we'll take a look at that effect to really raise things up to the next level. So first of all, I'm starting things out, and this first shot right here, obviously I didn't shoot this in South Florida. Pretty sure I couldn't get away with that with current drone laws, but I downloaded this from Artgrid, and these shots are insane on here. So Artgrid is a video licensing platform. I got a link below for a coupon code to get you guys a free trial. So go ahead and check that out because this is epic. These shots are insane. Both the first shot and the second shot were from that. And wow, wow, wow. So let's go ahead and play through this and see what you hear. All right, so what you're getting is a little bit of ambiance coming in and a small riser. And then we've got a kick to kind of sell the beat because the music isn't really in yet. And when it does come in, it is very soft and gentle. So we're bringing in the ambiance, setting that mood, the rhythm, and then kind of bringing in that music track right there. Now, nothing else really happens until that first transition. And that first transition is what we're using those kind of sound effects for, or the editing effects is what I like to call them. And those kind of sell that transition from this one shot to the next shot. So that is a big thing for us there. And then we begin to bring in the voiceover. And I'm going to mute that because I can't be the only one that hates the sound of their own voice. So you guys know it. This is the voiceover right here, and we'll go around and keep going without that one. So as we go, really things kind of are the same. We've got some effects, we've got some transition sound effects, some ambiance of kind of city driving and things like that. So the music comes in a little bit heavier. We've set that pace. Really, the next big transition is when we start to go into this hyperlapse right here. And that is where I start to bring in this, which is a intense riser. So this is beginning to raise the energy right here. And that is very important. And then we've got some kicks that'll come in and a bass drop. And that is going to transition us outside of this hyper energetic point to moving through the window and coming back into quietness. So then we've got some glitch sounds, a lot of sound effects as we're moving through some of those areas. Those kind of pick up a little bit more. A lot of different like whooshes and things like that as we begin to transition a lot. Also, these whooshes and things like that, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll slow them down or speed them up. Kind of transitions or changes the tone of them a little bit, and then it gives them a little bit different energy. So if you want to reuse the same whoosh sound so you don't have to download 10 different ones, I'll literally pick my favorite 3 or 4 and then kind of change up the speeds on those to get them going. So a lot of those sound effects are going to start going away right here. We're going to start getting gentle. Actually, I have this one riser right here and then a kick. And this kick drop right here is going to start to, again, raise that energy because something is building. And we've got all of these risers coming up, these whooshes, and you've got all this, and then boom, we've got it all dropping out again, and we've got the kick and everything like that that's going to kind of transition us to this next setting. So those are kind of all 5 elements stacked up onto each other. So we've got all of that working together to bring us something kind of more amazing. The other thing I want to show you guys, because then it just gets really intense, a lot of car sounds, things like that. But right at the end, or as we're getting towards the end, I had a little bit of a problem right here. I'll go ahead and mute the effects. So my problem is that I transitioned songs and I went to this really high energy song, but then I wanted to go back into that same kind of slow melodic sound from the beginning. The problem was they're not in the same key. Now, I'm a music guy. I love my music, so I kind of understand this. Hopefully you guys do too. But if the songs are not in the same key, they just will not go together. And it was clashing like crazy. So I'll let you hear some of that. So it's going to sound good right now, and then I'll show you what I did. These are 2 different soundtracks right here. They are not related at all. They're not the same pace. They don't go at all. However, I actually brought in a effect that is called the pitch shifter. And what that does is it modifies the pitch or the key of the sound so you can get it to match. And I use this all the time. I use it for soundtracks to get them into a key I want. So maybe the key was too low, or I'm trying to mix two songs together and they just don't match naturally. Use those kind of pitch shifters to change the key of your sound, and you can use an endless amount of music if you can do this. Music that never went together will start going together. It's absolutely insane when you start working with this. The other thing I will use this for is a lot of effects. So if you're using it for footsteps and they're kind of light gravel footsteps, but you're wanting kind of a dark, thumpy, bassy type of thing, go ahead and modify the pitch of that. Bring it lower. A lot of my whooshes, I will modify the pitch of them to match the feel that I'm looking for. So this is a cool effect that if you're not using right now, it has so many applications inside of your music and editing in there. Really check this thing out. So I did shoot this with the Canon R5, and actually a few of these clips right here are actually in RAW, which is really nice to be able to use and gave me a little bit more dynamic range. I did overheat the camera a couple times, so definitely one of the negatives with working with it for sure.
Look at that! What am I gonna do with that? What am I gonna do with that? I need a new battery anyway. 4K 30. Let's go back in time, guys.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I give some really cool videos coming up, so stay tuned. Please like, subscribe. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Feel free to hit me on the comments and talk to me on IG or whatever, and let me know what's going on with you guys. See you soon, really soon, in a new video.